Hello and welcome to Rose Play at the Movies. As always, I'm your host, Ori Moonrose, and co-host Soul Wildfire is once again back.
Yes.
Today, we went to go see Freakier Friday after watching the original. And again, there's a lot to unpack, but at least for the most part, things were not as creepy and weird-ish, mostly, than the last one. Oh, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the story, which honestly, I don't even really need to read the synopsis too much on the plot. I mean, more or less, it's the same plot again. With the addition that they swapped two more people in, and I guess I do feel like at least the British girl, I guess I do have the list of characters' names up. The British girl, which was Ella? No, Ella's not right. Lily. Yeah. That Lily felt like she was kind of more the main villain up until towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, basically.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that Harper was too for an extent, but she got pushed over sooner. But basically, the plot pretty much followed the same, except the ending really didn't involve any, like, tomfoolery of, hey, we're gonna do it again with the transference of souls. And honestly, things went a lot differently, too. So what did you think about this? I mean, I know we're going to talk about the story with the rating and whatnot, but what did you think about the story in general?
I mean, I liked the story. Like, it kept me interested, like, the whole entire time. Which the other one I felt like it did, but it also, like, fell off on certain parts. This one, like, it, like, kept me intrigued the whole time.
Right. Yeah, like they did a lot of, rehashes of the original, well, not of the original, but the remakes, its sequel, its first one, but then it kind of tipped things differently in some instances, like at the end with the concert, where it was like, oh yeah, they're gonna do what they did in the first one, and they're gonna play the guitar from behind. I like that it completely went over that and was like, nah, I'm bringing her up on stage, she's better at this, and they did it together.
Yeah, I liked that part, too.
Yeah, that was really nice. Yeah, for the most part, I really enjoyed the story. Let's see. Let's talk about it a little, but even though we just saw it, I kind of also am like, what all happened? So, I don't know how I feel about the four people swapping, though. I like it, but I feel like it could get and I think this is what we said before, too, was that it seems like the trailer makes it seem a little bit more confusing. It's more understandable when you watch it, but still 4 is a lot of people to follow after.
Yeah, and I feel like they could have possibly, like, started wearing things that, like, were distinguishing. Like, she could have, the grandma could have started wearing stuff that looked British or something. And the voice was, like, not completely there either for her. Because, like, sometimes, but then she would be like, she said Los Angeles differently.
Yeah, Los Angeles, I believe.
But, like, she didn't talk British the whole time, though.
Yeah.
So I felt like that could have made it confusing, too.
Yeah, like, I mean, I like the idea of 4 people, like, throwing 2 more into it, and it's neat that it was the daughters and mother again, but then it's like, hey, we're going to take the stepdaughter or whatever and put it into... So, I mean, that was great, and Jamie Lee just blows it away.
Always.
I'm decomposing! She, like, upped it from the Crypt Keeper in the original.
Yeah.
So...
She was supposed to be the British girl.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I like the fact that because you had two foils in each... Plot A, I guess Plot A and Plot B is what we'll call it. So you had somebody to work off somebody. So I did like that aspect that they weren't together a whole lot. Because I feel like if all 4 of them were conversing in bodies, it might have been a little too much, or...
Yeah, it gets confusing when they're all together and stuff like that. Like, I had to keep reminding myself who was who at times.
Yeah. And then, I at first when the movie started and they got in trouble, before they were going to become, sisters, the parents come in, they run into each other, and they instantly fall in love. And I thought they were just going to literally not even skip ahead. And I thought they were going to be like, oh, we're so in love. We're going to get married right away. And I'm like, this is so unrealistic.
Yeah, no, it's better this way instead of like all of a sudden like this.
Mm-hmm. But it's nice that we got an origin story for them of how they fell in love. We didn't get that with Jamie Lee and Harmon as much as he met her.
Yeah.
So I did like that they did that, but like I'm glad they skipped ahead. I think they said 6 months.
Yeah.
So then, of course, they're all having issues, like in the original. And then it really changes up because I think they're back at the Chinese place again, right?
It looked like it, or at least they had the Chinese people.
Yeah, because the Pei and Pei's mom, who never got a name,
they're sitting there all chilling out and partying together.
Yeah, and I thought that they were going to be the cause of it again.
And then it was a psychic.
It was a psychic, and and this psychic like seems to like have every job.
Yeah, and her voice changes too. And
I do like that. I did like that though, but
almost like she was possessed.
Like she was possessed. I was thinking that too. Like they're getting ready to leave because they're having a fight. And all of a sudden, it's like a spy movie. Mm-hmm. Was it a vending machine? Or a door painted like a vending machine? Or
yeah, it was some weird thing. I can't remember.
Like the door opens up and I'm like, what the is
behind
this?
Some lockers or something.
And she's like, come on in. And then it just seems like a normal reading. She did mention with Jamie and Lindsay Lohan's character that, oh, you two have done this before. And then like you said, she got possessed. She's like, whoa, I didn't even know my voice could do that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like I love that they brought back a lot of the original cast. Like almost everybody that was in the original was in this one, minus obviously the grandfather, because he probably did pass.
But see, this one makes it feel like it was more than just fortune cookies, though, if it was a psychic.
Yeah, well, I wish they wouldn't have brought back the Chinese mother. Because then you could have at least said maybe the Chinese mother, because they're at the restaurant again, possessed her. Because she's like, oh, I didn't know my voice could do that. I don't know what's going on.
I guess maybe, but I think it was something completely different.
Yeah, no, it's nice that it's something completely different, but now it makes me wonder, is it the place that's haunted? Or,
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that part was interesting. But so, they wake up in the morning and they're all freaking out because the two daughters were freaking out because the mother or Jamie and Lindsay kind of was like, oh no, not again.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it was a rehash of, oh my God, I'm old, wrinkles and whatnot. And when she is saying the decomposing and I absolutely was like, Jamie's killing this the most.
Yeah.
Like, definitely. I just love how she can just be so many different people and she sits so good at it. Because I loved her this time with the decomposing more than the Crypt Keeper. Because it just seems so much more depressed. I'm decomposing. So this is where the first big twist of the movie happens. Instead of the other two trying to work with each other and solve the problem together. Like I said, you get an A plot and a B plot. And Jamie and Lindsay are trying to figure out how to switch back again like they did before. But unfortunately, the two daughters have kind of become like the main villains, sort of, ish, because they want to break up the parents. Which, nice twist. But I don't know. I felt like it hurt it a little too. Maybe. Or at least the extremes of it. I'm not sure. What about your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I liked the storyline in the A and B plot and the fact that she was trying to break them up because she still had like her past stuff with her mom and whatnot and wanted to be where she had her mom. Like she wanted to be around where what was left of her mom was, I
will agree with that aspect, is that I think Lily's story hit the hardest. Because unlike in the original, the dad was gone, sure, but it seemed like they had pretty much gotten over that, and Lily hadn't. And so, that is why I feel like she was kind of the accidental main villain, because all she wanted was this, but she even said it. She knew she was being selfish, and
yeah, it finally hit her at the end when she saw her dad be upset as
and I did like that. I liked those emotions, especially. We'll get back into that here in a few. So the girls got detention. Was this was still while they were not transformed. So the daughters got, they got this in-school suspension. And I love that they brought back the guy who asked out Jamie back in high school. Now he's not a teacher. Yeah, Bates. He was instead a detention teacher now or something.
Yeah.
And I did like, he had more to do with this one.
Yeah, and he was interesting.
Yeah, he was interesting. Like, so there was that. And, eventually they break free and the girls get free from this artist that they're helping. And they're not bad at their job at helping her. And you learn about this song that you think is Chad Michael Murray's character's love song. And then we get reintroduced to him because they want to break her up. Mm-hmm. And again, we'll talk about him. But I will at least say that I don't feel like he was as bad in this one as the original. But they made some choices.
Yeah, that was a whole thing.
Yeah, and then, of course, there was I like this time that it subverted us again, where, Jamie Lee and Mark Harmon's character didn't break up, but these two did for a couple. Mm. And then they had their own little thing, and it got to the Battle of the Band. Well, it wasn't Battle of the Bands, but it was the girls' concert.
Yeah.
And then, it's like I told you a little bit ago, is I did give this movie a lower rating in almost everything. But I do think that the ending, even if you're kind of iffy and in between, the ending really makes it a really good movie. But I know you had a different opinion. You liked the entire movie.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's pretty much the movie explained. So we'll go ahead and give our rating. So what did you give the rating for the storyline?
A 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. And your original was 8?
No, it was 9 out of 10.
Oh, it was 9 out of 10 for story too. So you didn't change at all on the story.
Yeah.
You thought both stories as one were equally. Mine did drop from an 8 to a 6. And again, I think for me it definitely had to do with the four of them might have been a little confusing from time to time. Like, I mean, I didn't get confused, but like, I don't know, my lizard brain or whatever was like, it's too much to try to follow from time to time.
Yeah, some of the story did. But
yeah.
That's probably where the 9 got docked anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it was a little confusing. But.
And that makes sense. So anything else to add on storyline before we move to characters?
No, I think that sums it up.
All right. So some of the characters we really don't have to go too much into again because their characters was kind of as good as the last. But like, of course, Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis will group together. And I mentioned this to you a little bit before. I thought Jamie was the standout star. Like, I think she really made it work, but I feel like Lindsay wasn't as fully there as she was in the original, but she was still there. Like, I still felt her character. I still felt her, but I don't know. For me this time, it just felt like Jamie stole the show, and maybe it's because she is the older actor like we talked about in the original, but now she's even older, and she doesn't care about holding back like she might have.
Maybe. I mean, I thought her character was well.
For Lindsay?
Yeah, I thought hers was well suited. But then again, you gotta realize, like, in this one, she's an older version of herself. She's not gonna be that, like, rebellious.
Right.
Like, she just matured is how I saw it.
Well, there's that and the fact that, like you said, how long it been. It took them, like, 2003, 2025, 543, either 23 years to 22 years to make this movie. Neither of them were going to be exactly the same as they were. Whoever the writers were going to write the characters maybe little different. They might have acted a little bit different. So, yeah, no. I don't know what it was. I just feel like Lindsay was a little out of it, but maybe it's because of the fact that she is an older version of herself. And Jamie obviously wasn't going to change a super whole lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I just took it as she matured. She had a kid, and so she became the woman that she was supposed to be for her child.
Yeah, and I think she was a very good mother. She had a different parenting style, though. As where Jamie would, break down the door and be like, get the f*** out of bed.
Well, I think that because she did a lot of, like, therapeutic things or stuff. So
the breathing.
Like, I think she, due to them crossing in the past, she found a new appreciation for the therapy and the therapeutic techniques of her mother. Right.
Yeah, because she felt more like a pushover compared to her mother, too. Like, this is the 20-minute warning.
So it could have made her more appreciative so she's not as rebellious, too.
Yeah. But I like the fact that she wasn't anything like her mother either. which is ironic because she, you know, was in her mother's body.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing too. Like, we are going to talk about the other characters, but I feel like in the original, and again, this could just be nostalgic because we're not always up to date on character or on actors, but I feel like there was a lot more newer people playing the roles of things, where it feels like in the original Freaky Friday, you knew everybody. So then there was, and that's going on to the two sisters, I guess we'll call them, which was Harper and Lily. And I'm grouping them together because of the fact that, you know, again, there's like 4 main people plotted out here.
Yeah.
So there was Julie, who was Harper, who was Anna's daughter, and then Sophia Hammonds, which is ironically close to Mark Hammond, or I guess it's Harmon and Hammond. So there's but she played Lily, which we'll get to the father in a bit, which was Eric. And I think they did good. I think they felt like they might have been from like a Disney Channel original show or movie.
Yeah, I mean, see, the thing with that is I feel like Jamie Lee Curtis, I feel like she played the British girl, like, being in her, you know, her soul in her. I feel like she did a better job than Jamie Lee's character being in the British. I do agree. I do Lily.
think
I keep forgetting her name.
know, that's why I got the list up here at the moment. Yeah, Lily. No, I agree. Lily definitely felt like it was just Lily more proper.
Yeah.
As we're in the original, you could at least kind of feel the character difference switch, but in this,
see, the problem with that is that before they did the switch, Jamie Lee's character was like this funny, like, she was like more funny and free
than she was in the first one.
Yeah, she felt a different vibe from her. Like, I'm the grandma that I got Boggle.
Oh yeah, a Parcheesi. How am I a punishment?
Yeah, she was like the fun, like, I'm a grandma now kind of vibe. But then as soon as like they swapped, she became that proper, and she lost that. She did. She lost the funness. So I feel like that was a little bit.
And that's another thing too. I'm not saying, for instance, I agree with you on that, because I kind of felt the same way, but I also kind of felt the same way with Harper and Anna, Lindsay and the Julie girl. I'm not gonna say I think Julie did do a better job portraying her mother, but I just didn't feel either one of the two girls had really swapped souls or whatever. I feel like they swapped personalities a little or something, or they changed from this to that. But yeah, I didn't really feel like it was their parents or grandparent like I felt with Lindsay and Jamie in the first one. And I think Jamie did good as the British girl. I think Lindsay kind of just did about as good as Julie did as the swapped version of her.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like some of their personality got lost with the two daughters, for sure.
I also feel like it got lost because of the fact there was 4 instead of 2, because you had to try to.
Yeah, and I felt more personality with Harper supposed to be in Lindsay, so I felt more the personality through Lindsay and Jamie Lee's character than I did with the other one.
Agreed.
Which could be experience, though. It
could be. I think it is. She's a good actor. It's like you said, anything with Jamie Lee. There was a new trailer that was during the movie. I don't remember the movie's name, but it's got Jamie Lee in it and a few other people, and it's like, well, now we got to see that.
Well, and the only thing that's lacking, I think, was like the British accent thing, because like, I feel like your British accent would follow, because that's the way you remember your lips moving.
See, I feel that up to a sense, but then at the same time, it's the soul swap, so the body's still going to have everything it had before.
I'm American now, like, and she was speaking American. So that's a really weird thing.
It is. And I don't know, that could be how they felt that it would work if you swapped bodies. And it's what I was talking about in the first one. I don't remember if I mentioned it in the review for Freaky Friday, but remember how I said you'd think that she might be able to play the guitar because of muscle memory, because it's the soul inside of a body. And I feel like that's something that is done through whoever writes the movie. Because if they would have felt that was the way, she would magically start strumming and be like, oh, why am I?
That's the thing, because Lindsay's character, because Harper was the surfer, but Lindsay's character, who was supposed to be Harper, knew how to surf. So she was surfing with her body.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, a lot of that might be mental and balance, which is something maybe the soul/mind might remember.
Some of that's muscle memory.
But that's muscle memory too, so it should be. So yeah, no, I mean, obviously you have the knowledge.
But maybe it's the notes, though. Because you don't know the notes themselves, so you'd have to understand the music to be able to even do the muscle memory with that. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, so it really does put into question the first one a little bit too. But I mean, again, it's like a 20-year gap. Whoever wrote it was gonna do things different than the first guy, unless the first guy wrote it.
Yeah, right.
So we'll go to the next character, which is not ironically the husband-to-be. It's Jake.
Oh, jeez.
Jake is the next one. Now, of course, he wasn't in a lot of the movie. He didn't show up till, I think, 2/3.
I don't know, but he was in a lot of it from then on. When he was
in it a lot. Like, even at the end of the wedding, before you saw him with the new girlfriend, which we'll get into in a moment, I was like, why is he at the wedding?
Yeah, he shows up with his new her, I guess.
Yep. So you know, the daughters inside the mother and the grandmother go to try to break him up with the ex-boyfriend because they learned about the song, and we'll still get into the song. Well, no, I guess we can get into the song now because I mentioned the song's actually about the daughter, but they don't know that. And so they try to flirt with him, and he's like, "Are you having a stroke?"
Yeah.
But he's watching the grandmother the entire time. I don't think he knew it was her. But then when he did find out what it was, he was back hitting on her.
I know, like, how long do you think your husband's going to be around for?
Yeah. How'd you do it? And, you know, if you remember from the first movie, I didn't like her like that. I'm calling BS. I think you did.
I didn't like her like that. I like you like that. And they start making out, all is fine. And now it's like, I'm back into your mother. Then.
I'm back into your mother. And that plot plays throughout most of the rest of the movie. Which, again, as was said, we're pretty sure that he, was always into her.
Yeah, he was in denial or didn't want her to know that he was actually into her mother or something
because they I think they played it for laughs this time. I think they knew that the first time was more pervy, so they tried to fix it. I will say that his character was a lot more better in this one. I didn't feel grossed out or whatnot, but that's because he seemed like he had found himself.
Yeah, he just really wanted some old women.
And then at the end, I really got to look at that here quickly. At the end, and that he was obsessed with them like that or whatnot, but he definitely had an old woman's kink.
Yeah.
There was no doubt about that.
Yeah, that was...
But I do like that they did at least fix his character, and I did like the character as was. And let's see. Was Molly Ringwald in the new Freakier Friday movie? Well, we're waiting for this. No. So, okay, I don't know who the woman was, but yeah, she did look older, like Jamie Lee, and it definitely was like, what did he say at the end? I don't know what it is about her, but I kind of like her or something.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know what it is or something.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Something like that, yeah.
All right, so I think we talked enough about him. Like I said, I think they did his character better. I think they at least saved him. Because otherwise, if they would have just brought him back as the same character type and been as creepy, I'd have been like, Chad, you're a good actor, but what are you doing, my dude?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, at least now we know that he's into old women, and it wasn't just, I'm just attracted to your personality wherever it goes.
Yep. I am just attracted to your soul. Well, okay, I guess we're on him for one more second. Because it would have been creepy if he got attracted to the mother again, who was Lily. And then afterwards, he started like, why does your new stepdaughter look so hot? Like, dude, she's like 15 or like 42.
Yeah, like, does age not matter? It's the personality? Like, what the frick?
Yeah, right? Okay, so next was the husband-to-be, who was played by Manny Giacinto, or I'm probably butchering that. But he played Eric. He was like in the first movie where Mark Harmon was kind of a side character. He was in the movie more than Mark in the original, but I still felt like he was there to move along the plot.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like he he was there, but like he was also kind of, you didn't feel his full personality until towards the middle-ish end.
Yeah, agreed. Like that's what it might have been for sure. But I do like that. First of all, his dance moves were like really on par.
He was rocking that.
And I did say I liked Mark Harmon as the character that he was. I really did like Eric's personality, though. Even though he was kind of just there in the he didn't grow much. I kind of liked his personality from the start.
Yeah, no, he always had a very kind and sweet personality.
Yeah, I could see why they fell in love and whatnot. So, I mean, we'll just make a quick reference to, in the original, Ryan Magani played Lindsay Lohan's brother. We were wondering where he was, like, 90% of the movie. He showed up in, like, the last 30. Yeah. So it was nice that he did come back. I was wondering, was he the only one that wasn't going to come back? Did he die? Did he decline?
Right.
And then there was the... How do I want to explain? So at the beginning of the movie, I was really hoping they were going to run more with Lindsay Lohan becoming a rock star now, or being with Pink Slip as the group's name was. But she had become a music... I don't want to say lawyer.
A director?
A music director. Yeah.
Kind of a director.
Yeah, she kind of managed, that's it.
Manager, yeah. Director.
Managed this Ella, who was played by... Nope, not butchering that at all. That name has way too much... Yeah, well, look at how her name is.
Oh yeah, no, that's Ella.
Yep, that's Ella. And she again didn't have too much to do with the plot. I thought she was sweet though, because the whole movie with her was the breakup.
Oh yeah.
But she was like, I want to sing this song, and no, it's personal from Lindsay. But the daughter's like, yeah, go for it. You do you.
Yeah.
And I mean, she didn't play a big enough part in the movie, so not a whole lot to talk to her. But she was the ending of the movie, more or less. And like I said, the ending for me really, really helped save the movie as a whole for me. So anything on that character at all? Because I know I don't have a whole lot to know.
No.
There was not a whole lot to say. Same thing with Mark Harmon coming back as Ryan. He looked older, obviously. He still seemed like himself. Maybe a bit more eccentric and sweet. That's really about it.
He worries about her and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the whole thing with her grabbing all that stuff.
Oh my god. The scene with the grab the essentials and it's like old people diapers.
Old people toothpaste, the fixing it.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh, my teeth's gonna fall out, and he said something like, I need more Benadryl or something.
I'm gonna get it really fast.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, I liked that reminds me, I liked the tennis match. Because it was like Jamie was Lily, and Lily was like, I don't know what to do, and she's just winning on accident by doing stupid.
I know, like I said, Jamie played the British girl really good, besides the accent thing is kind of what throws it off.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I feel like she really got down the personality really well.
Well, see, I thought when it got to the part where he's like, leave your grandmother alone, because he didn't realize again that they had swapped bodies. Which, how have you not realized it in 2 movies? I felt like out of everybody, he would have figured it out. At least I feel like he would have. But he was like, leave your grandma alone, let her sulk, she'll get over it, she doesn't want to lose everybody. And I was just waiting for him to sit there and hint at it, or say literally like, I know it's you.
I guess. I mean, unless she never told him about it or anything.
Which they did mention in the movie. Why didn't you ever tell anybody? But we never told anybody. So yeah, they never told anybody about their swap.
So they probably just thought it was just a weird, awkward day out of their lives. That's probably what they thought.
Yeah, because as far as you know, the only people that know that they switched by the end of this movie for sure was the 2 daughters themselves, probably the psychic, which we'll get into, and the Chinese people.
Yeah.
And I think that's all that knew, because I don't know if Harry, my fault. I don't know if Henry, the little brother, ever figured out that I know he found it the strangest out of everybody, but he never said anything.
It probably would have been just one awkward day in their lives.
Yeah, and that comes back to the Back to the Future theory. Why didn't Marty's father or mother remember them? And it's like, well, first of all, Marty's like 16, 17. You're also looking, this is before he would have been born by another like 5 years, and it was like a few days out of a decade. You're not going to remember a person. You might remember like his legacy or what he did, but you're not going to remember what he looked like if there's no pictures.
Right.
Of course, they brought back the original band members for Pink Slipped, which I liked.
Yes.
I liked the ending with them, so, but we'll get into that with probably the emotion. Let's see. Anybody else? Okay, so I guess we talked about Pei and her mother still being there, but really they didn't play a part other than just being, hey, look, remember these guys from the original movie?
Yeah.
I guess we got Mr. Bates too, but I think that's about it. So the second to last one is Vanessa Bayer, who played Madame Jen, the psychic. Now I know her. She's originally from Saturday Night Live. I think she's been in a few movies since then. I really like the actress of how she played the psychic.
Yeah, she's funny.
She's funny. So yeah, in this one it wasn't a fortune cookie. It was the psychic, and I feel like even she didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, she was just like, it worked. And then she was like, you got to give me a review and everything. And then she puts on an apron right over her friggin'...
Oh my God, the Starbucks.
Her psychic-looking clothing and starts working the Starbucks.
Yeah, no, that was a good part too. It's like I said, I just don't know what to feel though with it being a psychic this time. And I don't even think it was really her, because like you said, and we said a little bit earlier, it seems like she got possessed.
Yeah. Well, I think it was something to do with just life and fate in general.
I feel like it because she kept repeating certain things, and it was, it happened before, it will happen again. I mean, not to those words, but more or less.
Yeah, exactly, because, I mean, the fortune cookie thing, you know, obviously they knew about it because she was out there giving fortune cookies to everybody. And the psychic chick must have at least thought that was what was going to happen, because when she did her thing or whatever, she was like, it actually worked.
Yeah.
Like, she had an inkling that it was going to happen.
Right, and then it's like, are you going to be like the old Chinese people and start making other people do it now? Like, she even said, are you going to serve me papers, which is a joke we made about the last one. Why hasn't anybody sued them? It's
Exactly.
like, I think people are going to eventually sue. When somebody dies here...
Exactly.
I was a 12-year-old, and now I'm in an 86-year-old's body, and my 12-year-old is dead.
Away from me. I got no life left.
Right. Okay, and then the last character that was important was Mr. Bates, returning, playing Steve, or he was played by Stephen Tobolsky. Like I said, he had more to do in this movie. I do like where they went with his character. I do like that they brought him back and they added on to it. I kind of liked him this time. Like the last time, you really didn't have enough time to like him.
Yeah.
But I think they gave him enough time to be like, I like that they brought him back. I love that he's got some character growth. And really, that's about it. Anything with him?
No, not really.
All right.
Kind of his background.
Yeah. So I mean, less of a background than before, but still background.
Still background.
Yeah.
Enough, yeah.
All right. So that brings us to the end on characters. Which, boy, that one was long. But so in my previous one, I gave the characters an 8. I gave them a 6 this time. And I think again, like you said. I think it's like you said, one of the major issues with the characters this time, and I think I docked 2 points off of each of the girls, the daughters. It's like we said, I didn't really feel like they had all swapped bodies to the extremes that they did. And so I think that's what dropped it to a 6 instead of an 8.
Oh.
Because I think the 2 girls, like I said, I think Lindsay's daughter did a lot better at portraying her. But Lily didn't do a good job at portraying... Maybe it's just the fact that I was mad that she didn't portray a good Jamie Lee. I don't know. But I think I docked like 2 points off of each of them for that.
Oh, dang.
So then your rating was...
A 9 out of 10.
Which I think your original was 8, right? For that one?
Nope, it was 9
9
out
as
of
well.
10.
So you... Interesting. Okay, so yours stayed the same too for the most part. I'm going to guess the docking this time, unlike the original, was... The girls
confusion, yeah, and
the confusion.
Yeah. Just a little confusion, and the girls not playing a super precise one of the older ones.
I get that.
But like altogether, I feel like all the characters were good enough. You know?
Yeah, by the end of the movie,
they were all well enough played.
Yeah.
Like to whoever they were supposed
Agreed.
to be.
Like I still loved all of them, and like I said, the ending really hit hard. So I really liked that. So we'll get into music and sound effects, which, okay, this is me being a boomer or millennial or an old person. I'm not saying all the songs didn't hit with the movie. I will say the soundtrack works with the movie as a whole. But I did feel like it was not as much of a banger as the original. And I think some of that probably has to do with the fact that the older songs were more around my generation. But I do like that they brought back the girls and they did the song. A callback to the original song that the band did. I like the Mother's song. I do like the music that they chose, but I do like that they did put older music still into it.
Right.
But I just felt like the music didn't hit as hard, but I felt like the sound effects. Like when I don't know if it was anxiety or what it was, but like when they would like zoom into their eyes and it would start getting foggy and whatnot, and you start like hearing distorted voices and whatnot. I liked the sound effects more in this one than the music or than the sound effects in the original, but I liked the music more in the original than I did this one personally.
Oh.
Yeah. So what about you with the music and the sound effects?
Well, I mean, they started with Chappelle?
I think so.
Hot to Go.
Yeah.
They started with that song, and I was just like, yeah. I was like, but I mean, the original, obviously started with Happy Together.
Yeah.
But I like that they started with Hot to Go, and then like the rest of the music, like I feel like there was a lot more music and sound effects in this one than the first one.
I agree. Like I said, the sound effects definitely for sure there was a lot more, and I feel like the music probably, but it's again because they focused on the fact that the daughter or the Lindsay is a music whatever.
Yeah. I mean that, and just like they had the food fight song going and stuff. They had surfing. They had a surfing one. When she was surfing, they had a song going.
Yeah.
And I just felt like a lot of the music was like a lot more put together at the right times, and just a lot more music than the other ones.
You had mentioned that you felt like that the music and the sound effects, at least I think it was, that the things that were missing from the original that gave it a lower rating in general, you said you felt like it was there this time.
Yeah, because like I actually felt the emotions and the depth behind like what they were feeling, and I heard the little the little instrumental in the background to bring out that feeling, where in the other one I felt like it was just lost.
Right. No, and I agree with that.
Connect with the characters that way, and there's a lot more emotion in this one than I felt like there was in the other one.
Yeah, and I'll say that in general, most movies know that music plays a bigger part. Because, like, if you have a silent scene of somebody dying, it's not going to hit hard. But if you get a good enough song that matches the feel of it, you can tear up instantly.
And I felt like the sound effects were definitely there this time for that, for the emotional
Right.
part.
So I'm pretty sure this is where you gave it a higher rating than the original.
Yep.
So, and it was a 9?
A 10 out of 10.
Ooh, a 10. So basically, whatever you felt like was missing from the original, it definitely fixed and improved on from the original.
Oh yeah, I felt like the music was completely there this time.
That is
And the
awesome.
sound effects.
Like I said, I gave it an 8, which was one more or less. But I will agree that the music felt better, it hit harder, and the sound effects were definitely more improved. But like I said, because of the fact that the songs were a little less known for me, a few of them, I think for me, my old age was just like, nah, it's not as great. But
Yeah, I mean, I thought, because there were a lot of songs that I didn't quite know in there, but I felt like it fit the vibe of what was happening.
I can agree with that.
So I just felt like it just kind of pulled it all together and whatnot. And the sound effects were definitely there. So
Well, that's awesome. So at least the problems you had in the first one, the major ones, they got fixed in this one. So that's a plus. All right, now we'll hit emotions. And this is where I will say a lot of movie hit like, and I know you have a very different opinion, and I'm not saying my opinion doesn't match there towards the end, but I didn't know how to feel about this one compared to the original. Like I felt it was a little bit more emotionally distant. I feel like some of that might have to do with how the girls didn't act as much like the respective persons. I feel like it could have also been the fact that it was 4 people and you were following 2 different plots, so you weren't following the girls the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely following Jamie and Lindsay more.
It was still,
So
which made it feel like a
not have-
legacy.
Yeah, they might not have gotten as much screen time to be as in depth, and plus the fact that they did have to like still go to school and do that kind of stuff for them. They didn't really have like as much as an exciting, exciting side
They
story.
were in school too more than the previous one.
Yeah, they were in school a lot of the time.
Yeah, they were.
Whatever.
Detention again.
Yeah.
But for me, like I said, it didn't hit as hard right then and there. And halfway through the movie, it did start getting better for me. Because, everybody started to get their emotions like in the original. But it was the ending. Around the time of, I'm going to say the banquet. When the banquet hit, I guess we'll call that the third act, I feel like the movie was perfect the rest of the way through. I feel like everything that it hinted at or it was working towards in the first two halves came together. I do love the emotional bond because even if the girls weren't acting like them, I feel like everybody was being heartfelt and they were there. Like, I loved the banquet. I love the fact that there was a breakup. I love the fact that there was the band scene. And come on stage and like I said, I'm going to bring my daughter. I love that they duetted.
Yeah.
I love that the other two in the back were all like lovey-dovey, and then the boyfriend husband was like, yes, and moving him up. It's like body surfing, man, body surf.
Yeah.
And then of course the wedding kind of followed the same of the first one. But I'll say the first two halves I was iffy. But like I said, when the third act began for me, I think it was perfect all the way through. I think third act on was a 10 out of 10, and it's like we were talking about. If the ending or the third act is really good, you can forgive a lot of the stuff in the first two acts. And so I felt like that's what it was. And I think I do like this ending more than the original Freaky Friday.
Well, yeah, with that weird dude just kissing her after being attracted to her and
that too. They fixed that problem.
Yeah,
But I mean, I just liked the fact that it was 4 people learning a lesson. And
yeah.
so what about you for the emotions of the movie? Because like I said, I know you're a little bit different. You liked it throughout, so
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of different emotions, like, with them, like, being at each other and the whole, like, them trying to become a family. And then, obviously Jamie is like, I'm the fun one. I'm going this and that. I just love her character in general.
yeah, she was really good this
and her
time.
in general, she brings a lot of emotion and positivity and humor to a lot of things.
She does.
She definitely helped with the emotions of the movie in a lot of good ways.
Up until the end. Like I said, I think everybody played their part perfectly.
Yeah. I think, well, because I know they were both, like, trying to split them up and whatnot, and it wasn't really working out.
And I didn't even feel like they tried that hard either. I feel like the British girl tried a little bit harder, sure, but I feel like Harper kind of just gave in and gave up and realized way too soon. I feel like that plot was kind of a throwaway.
Yeah, she like almost instantly realized how much that he actually cared and wanted to be with her. So she kind of was like on edge if she still wanted to go along with it and whatnot. And then like when he was sitting there like he doesn't really know me, this and that, and he's sitting there like explaining like her to a T, and he told you that and this and that, and I just felt like that was like a really sweet emotional moment.
That
too.
one was.
There was a lot of good emotional moments throughout, I feel like.
Yeah, no, that was a good one too. I did love the fact that like you told me never to talk about this, and then he did. It's like, wait, she told you? Yeah, no, I love that because that was the scene where you saw her changing her opinion and kind of made the subplot of breaking them up kind of pointless.
Yeah, exactly. And then like it wasn't until towards the end or whatever where like they were like, like I don't want you to be together or whatever. I don't want this marriage to go on and stuff. And then you see like almost like all of them crying and like getting teary-eyed and stuff like that. Especially Harper, but as the mother, like Harper's character, but with Lindsay's and
Right.
her soul.
Yes, even trying to explain
Yeah.
the soul things because there was 4 of them is way more confusing.
Yeah, like seeing her character, bawl and be like, like, wow, like she really wanted to just like ruin our life, like my life and everything like that. And it's like, no, I think that's what you wanted. There was a lot of emotional intensity in that.
Mm-hmm.
And then like obviously when he started like going away, like he started like out in the streets and everything, and she was chasing him down in Jamie Lee Curtis's body, and like went on the car, and he was like, the engine's not even on,
and I'm not even driving. I'm not going anywhere.
And then she was like trying to explain how like maybe it is best for Lily and them all to stay there as a family. Like, kind of you see her, like, completely, like, switch because she's never seen her dad that unhappy.
But the dad is against it because he doesn't realize that Lily is in her body. So it's like, it's not about your say, it's about Lily's say.
How bonded a parent is with their child. That is, like, she's the most important thing to me. And if it means that I have to not marry this chick and, go back to... where the mother was for her, the daughter's own mental well-being and her happiness, then he would sacrifice that.
Yeah, but I do love that then Lily's body comes out and basically like, I think it is a good idea. I like that Jamie like came out of nowhere and was like,
well, because she probably heard it or she knew, that it was switching in her mind. And she was like, yeah, that is what I want and stuff like that. And he was still against it until they went to the concert, even, because he didn't know for a fact that is exactly what, would be best for them all. Like, he just wanted what was best for them all. And that part had some emotional intensity leading up to the concert. And then there was more emotional intensity with the song, and that song was about, you, my baby.
And I also love that they rehashed again the original I Don't Want to Grow or whatever. I love that they did that one after. Like, I think this was a much better concert than the first one. First one was still good, and I enjoyed that, she played behind the scenes and they were real. But I don't know. There's just something about this one that was so much better.
Yeah, I feel like there was a lot of good emotional intensity in this one, and then there was like emotional vulnerability as well with opening up about her mother, and then finally coming to the conclusion that I want to be here where my family is, where my sister is.
Oh, I love that part. Yeah, no, that was wherever my sister is at, I'll be happy. And
yeah, because they bonded so closely while they were, doing their whole plot thing.
You're right. Plot A, plot B.
Even though they weren't completely on the same page.
It kind of went plot A, plot B, plot B and a half.
Like they were sitting there not knowing what to do next.
Yeah.
But Harper, also came to realize that, her mother threw away, like, being a rock star for her.
Oh, yeah, because the scene where she was like, because when she thought it was...
I don't want you to give up this, too.
Yeah, like, so, oh, God, I probably feel resentment for my daughter and losing my career. Yeah, I was like, oh, crap.
And it's like, I don't want you to give up more happiness, like...
And it's like, no, the song's about you, dear.
Yeah.
My baby.
It's like, that was not about him. That was about you. But I feel like the emotions were definitely there, like, on point. I really do.
I still think they were, too. I think some of it, like I said, had to do with the characters not being in sync with the two girls as much. Still liked them. And like I said, it's the same way with being too many character swapped bodies. But like I said, the end for me, it fixed everything, and it was like I could forgive the rest.
Right. Well, I feel like the only one that was truly off was Jamie's character and Lily's.
And Lily, agreed.
That's the only one I felt like was really, really off.
Yeah.
The one with Harper. The one with Harper having was it no, it was Lindsay's character, right?
Yeah, Lindsay's character was inside Harper.
Was Harper. I feel like Harper did have enough.
She had a little bit. Like, she did do the breathing technique once or twice. She had some of the same mannerisms.
Like,
Yeah, she did play it
definitely-
enough. So maybe it was just Lily that really put it off
She was
for me.
off because, like I said, like, she was all of a sudden, like, trying to be strict-mannered when literally right before that we saw, you know, a different side of Jamie's character where she was, like I said, like, the fun grandma.
Yeah.
And then she, like, it was almost like going back in time to the first
That's
one.
what I was just thinking too. I was just about to say that once you got done. I was going to say, you know what it reminds me of?
How strict
She was in the first one.
And I feel like she was trying to play it like the first
Right.
one, not like how she had been portrayed in this one to begin with.
Now, don't get me wrong, though. The Sophie, I think Sophie is her name, who played Lily. She still did good. I still liked her. It's just whoever gave her the writing of her, or whoever was like, no, you need to do it like this.
Yeah, I feel like they wrote her personality wrong. Or
Exactly.
something. I feel like they needed to decide whether she was going to stay the strict, disciplined grandmother, or she was going to be the fun, eccentric, let's play Boggle, you know, type, because there is a difference. Like, you can be both, but you have to portray both at certain points if you're gonna have both.
Yeah, what
But
she should have been, and she should have been
just-
fun mostly, except when it really mattered, and then she should have been her stern,
Yeah,
whatever
because she
self from the
was.
first.
She did have a lot of humor, so it's like I feel like she should have portrayed a lot more humor until like the strict came into play.
And then Jamie just went more ham.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed it, but she went more ham.
Yeah. So I feel like the emotions were definitely there. Maybe the characters were a little bit off, but I feel like the emotions,
Right.
I feel like that wasn't really affected by the whole thing. So
Now, I will say before we get to the rating of the emotion, there's two standout characters I really liked with emotion. The first one was I don't know if she was the principal or whatnot, the one who brought in the two parents, and there was like, oh, I've never had such attractive parents.
Oh, yeah,
and,
she was
and
funny.
like, ooh, I'm single too. Should we? And she's sitting there calling up for them to have dinner.
Was she the same one at the food fight?
Yeah, she was the same one at the
Yeah,
food fight.
yeah.
I'm allergic to key lime pie. Someone needs to take me to the hospital right now.
I know, I loved her too.
She was great. Her emotion was great throughout it. So I really love that part. And for me, I know it was a quick scene, but I love when they were getting ready to have that food fight. The mime that was in the... I don't know why there was a mime there, if they had like improv class or if a mime was... But I love that the mime goes, food fight, but silent. So nothing's happening, and then this other kid just pushed him out of the way. It's like, food fight! I loved the mime just trying to get a food fight going, but obviously they can't talk.
I know, that was...
So I love that. That was a great, like, quick scene, but it put so much emotion into the movie, as did the principal, whatever she was.
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of good humor and stuff that kept you going on with the movie, that just kept you intrigued with it.
Yeah. All right, so for me, the emotions, like I said, they stayed the same as the last one. It was a 10 and a 10. Because even though I did have my problems with it, like I said, and I really didn't come on board until the third act, when it hit that third act, I thought that third act was a 10 out of 10 all the way through to the end, including the bloopers. I like that they put bloopers in it.
Yeah.
They were like, love you guys, thanks for watching, but that saved the rest of the movie, and I can look back at the rest of the movie and be like, yeah, there's problems and whatnot. But the emotions of the movie made it feel like the first, maybe even a bit better. And so for me, it got a 10 out of 10 like it did on the last one.
Wait for mine?
Yes.
Okay. I put a 10 out of 10 this
10
time.
was it 10 for the last one? I don't remember. It was a 9?
It was an 8.
Oh, it was an 8. Wow. So you went from 2 points down and up. I went 2 points down from the characters. That's
Yeah.
interesting. But yeah, all in all, before we get to the final rating and a few extra things, I definitely, like I said, this is going to get a lower rating on my end. But I do think I liked it better in the end. And there was things that this one did better than the last one, like you said. That makes this one, I think, better. But for whatever reason, I went from an 87.5 for the original Freaky Friday down to a 75%. So like a C. So I really kind of dropped off board. But like I said, I think more than anything, the storyline might have been a 6 instead of an 8 for me. But I think the characters were still up there. But the emotions is what's important in a movie.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think there. So what about you?
I put it at a 95%.
So an A.
Yep.
Or an A plus. I don't know if
Yeah.
A plus starts at 95 or 96.
I think that's an A. I think 90 is probably an A minus. 95 is an A.
And then 96 through 100 is an A plus.
Yeah.
So you really liked this movie more than the original.
10% more.
10% more.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not bad. But that's still a big increase, though, from a B to an A.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I definitely, I was way more intrigued with this one and followed it more. And it just kept me more entertained than the other one. It had more emotions and characters.
Do you think it could also be because of the fact that this is like going to go see a relative that you haven't seen for a while, even though we just literally watched the movie a couple hours ago, that we were already invested in these characters too? So the movie being as good as it is too just increased it because, you know, you liked the first one, and so this was just building off of the first one and didn't screw it up like some movies do?
I think I could have went into this and probably still gave it a 95.
Still gave it a 95, then.
I feel like it was still, even if I hadn't seen the one before this, I feel like it still would have been just as good. I liked it just as
I can also say, like we had mentioned in the previous one, I definitely for sure think you could not see the original Freaky Friday or just have vague memories of it and still go into this one completely clean. I mean, what little they do talk about it. Now, seeing the first one does give you a few, hey, I know that, or hey, I know them. Like, it gives you a few, like, oh, I'm a fan of the movie, so I know these parts. I know what they're joking about, but not once did I ever feel like you couldn't have seen the first one. And
yeah, there's not enough that you don't know. They mention just about all of it.
They do.
In this one anyway. So, like, I feel like you wouldn't really need to because they do recap it here and there. Like, you know, she lost her father and this happened with me and him. Like, we got married.
Yep, and then we switched, etc., etc.
So I feel like you could watch this one and it would still be just as good. I mean, yes, it is like, you know, like, oh, they're back kind of thing, but it's still like, even as a standalone movie, it would have been a good movie.
So, second of all, if you hadn't seen the first one, Jake's character is a lot less creepo because they do him better in this one.
I mean, they just go with the fact that he's into, like, old women or something.
Which, I'm fine with that.
So, I mean, it's better than being like, oh, he's just a weird creepo that her mind's swapping everywhere.
And like I said, I still had problems with the fact that he went from her to her mother back to her, even though it was her the entire time.
And now it's almost like it was back to the grandma.
Yeah, and it was back to the grandma. But it's like I never understood why they even dated in the first place. Like, he literally liked you in your mom's body and was trying to basically knock her at her. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very strange. And now he's like trying to be with someone that looks exactly like her. So.
Right.
I mean, they were just like, yeah, we know what it seemed like, so we're just gonna go with it, kind of thing.
So, last few questions because you know it is a sequel and whatnot. Do you if you had to pick one over the other, which is very hard for me, and I'm trying to think of it right now, so I'm going to let you go first. If you had to pick between the original or this one, which one do you think you would have liked more?
Definitely this one.
This one?
Definitely this one.
I want to say that too, but I think it's nostalgia for me. I do like the original. I do like that it was only two people. I do like the fact that not so much Jake was, but I like the Chinese people, and it's like, oh yeah, she does this all the time.
Yeah, that was really good. It was.
Like, I do think I like the original more than the sequel, but I feel like both movies are definitely worth watching and worth being around. Like they're just both really good. They're like Disney or whoever did it, the actors, they did good on both movies altogether.
Yeah, I definitely agree there.
So then the second to last question, or second to the third of the last, is with the movie, did you feel like they portrayed I mean, obviously not the new cast, but bringing back all the old cast that they did bring back, did you feel like for the most part, even with the 20-some years that had passed, do you feel like these are where the characters would have been? Do you feel like they were still playing the characters? Basically, what I'm asking is, do you feel like this felt like an actual continuation, or if there was hiccups and whatnot because of the 20-year gap.
I feel like, I mean, the mother kind of, Lindsay's character, she did feel kind of off, but it also felt like she had matured and she had gained an appreciation from her mother.
Right.
So she was using therapeutic techniques and becoming a little bit more strict because she had learned from her mother.
Right.
So I feel like the changes that might have been made for her character definitely could have happened and could have been. And Jamie's character, I feel like she was like becoming like the fun grandma, the one that like she wanted to be seen as fun. And
well, and she did say she quit her whatever job to be helpful with her, stay at home.
To help with her being.
So she was kind of retired, but she was trying to do the whole podcast thing, which ironic. That's what we're doing now.
So I feel like she got older, and she decided like I want to break from all this, and I want to just become a grandma. Like I want to help you with your single parenting and stuff. So she was trying to be the fun grandma type. But I feel like hers was a well adjustment too. Like I said, the only problem with that, like that I said that I had, was when they swapped. Over.
Yeah,
and that she became like strict again.
It did obviously, since it was her character, but it didn't have anything to do with Jamie as an actor playing that part. I agree with you. Lindsay did feel a little bit off, but I do 100% agree with you that I feel like their time in each other's bodies gave her a different perspective. Plus, it's been a 20-year gap. I feel like that might naturally be where she progresses, because no kid stays in the emo phase or whatever phase she was in the original.
I feel like it more like rebellious type.
Yeah.
But I feel like after that, it definitely would have made sense that she would have matured and gained appreciation over time. And, I feel like that was well adjusted, basically.
Yeah, so it feels like the characters did match. I think Mark Harmon's character still felt the same. He didn't get that much to do. Jake's character, at least it was a good evolution, but I feel like it still could have been his character too.
Yeah.
I think the detention teacher felt the same.
Like I felt like they were all.
Yeah, I feel like they were definitely.
Any changes that were made seemed natural.
It did.
I didn't find anything wrong with that.
Okay, and even though I am gonna have us combine our totals together to give an overall rating, if you had to rate both movies together as a whole, like it's one movie, we'll say, which would be a long movie, what do you think you would give Freaky Friday as a 4-hour movie? I don't know if it was an hour and a half for each of them, but we'll say what do you give them as a 4-hour movie if they were one whole movie?
One whole movie?
Yeah.
Oh, well, since one was 85 and one was 95, it'd probably be 90.
90?
In the middle.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I would have given it like a solid 9, personally. I think both work, each do something different.
Yeah.
But I think I did enjoy that, like, it's nice that they did that. So do you think they should, I don't know how they pull it off, maybe have Mark Harmon, if he's still alive, and the new husband swap? Would you like to see one last Freaky Friday to be a trilogy to wrap up the whole series?
Oh, man.
I don't know who would do who. I just said Mark Harmon and the husband, but
man, I don't know. I mean, I feel it's good where it's at. And honestly, Jamie's getting up there.
Jamie, Mark.
And they can't really, like, if they did another one, they can't wait crazy amount of time. Like, they would have to.
It'd have to be like a year or two and pray that she's still kicking.
Yeah, or all of them, or some of them, or something. I don't know. I feel like it's really good where it ended off.
I do agree. I wouldn't mind seeing one last one. Yeah. But I think leaving it at 2 would be the way to go, personally. I wouldn't mind it, but it's not needed.
Well, see, for me, like, I know how some people are like, they ruined it by making this other movie or whatever. Like, nothing ever ruins the movie for me. Like, I would still, like, if they made a third one and it was complete trash, or I felt like, like, oh man, they should have just left it at 2. Like, I don't feel like that. I feel like I would still like to go see another one, however much they're willing
Agreed.
to produce.
And to be fair, if it does really well, Disney likes the cash grab and sequelitis, so...
Yeah, because it wouldn't ruin it for me. I would just be like, yeah, the first 2 are bomb. Yeah, that one's trash. But it's like...
They tried.
But it's like, I would still like... It, like, I would still like the whole thing, basically. Like, one hiccup or one last little thing isn't going to ruin it for me and be like, oh, they should have just kept it at 2. So, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't care if they made another one. I would still be all up for it. I mean,
I would like to see it, too,
you know, especially if Jamie Lee Curtis is still in it.
And to be fair, too, I know it's then canon and you can't technically erase what's happened and them ruining the characters. But some people can. Some people just be like, the third one never happened.
Yeah, some people do that.
Yeah, so if you're able to do that, then that'd be fine, too. I mean, I don't think I'd be able to fully get out of my head, but...
I would just be like, yeah, the third one's trash. The other 2 are good. The third one's trash.
So, for a final rating, then... You had 95, I had 75. I would say, rather than give it like 85, I think I'm going to give it like an 87 for between ours and say that it's a solid B+ movie.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, A for you, C for me, but like I said, it got a C because of a few hiccups with the other stuff.
Yeah.
But I still like the movie more than the first, personally. It's just, there were some things that didn't hit as well for me in certain things. But it still doesn't mean that I didn't really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I think if you combine our scores together, I give it an 87, a solid B+, because I don't want to give it a B.
Yeah.
And so I think Freakier Friday at least did live up to its legacy. I like that they did do it, and I'm glad that they followed through with character progression that actually worked.
Yep, I agree.
Awesome. So is there any last words you want to give on this one before we...
Well, just, Jamie Lee Curtis is awesome, so just keep going to see her, I guess.
Oh, heck yeah. Jamie Lee is the bomb. All right, so until next time, keep watching, keep enjoying, and honestly, you didn't learn from the last time. The second a woman popped out of an area that wasn't openable, my words would have been nope.